Did anyone else watch Euphoria season 2 premiere last night? Or I don't know what night it'll be when this had went up, but did anyone watch? Did anyone catch it? I'm so excited that it's back. That's entirely what we're talking about for the next like 2 months or whatever that is coming out on my podcast Popcorn Chats, where we just talk about movies and TV shows. But we're just doing full season 2 coverage. I'm so excited. The episode last night was so freaking good. I was nervous because the first season to me was like pretty perfect. So I'm nervous going into season 2, but after last night, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about it. You are too, Arya? You're feeling good too? Anyways, we're here to talk about today, 2022 anticipated releases. So as an indie romance reader predominantly, like I read predominantly indie romances, the list isn't like huge because a lot of indie authors don't announce their releases for like a few months leading up to it. You know, it's not like they have like a full year in advance when they're like letting you know, like, hey, this book is coming. So I don't have a huge list here, but there are some that I'm really, really, really excited for. One that's already out that I'm bad. I didn't film this beforehand, but whatever. We're going to talk about them. I think I have like 12 releases to talk about quick. So let's jump into them. I also don't have these in release order because I just didn't put them in release order in my journal. So first up though, one of my most anticipated releases of this year, Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. It's coming the end of this month. I am so freaking excited. It's the third book in the Twisted series. It's a companion novel series, so the first two follow different couples. This third one is following Josh and Jules. Josh is Ava's brother from the first book, and Jules is best friends with Ava and Bridget, which are the two heroines from the first two books. I'm so freaking excited. It's like enemies with benefits and best friend's brother, which like, just give it to me. All the little teasers, like the little tiny teasers that we've gotten, I'm like frothing at the mouth for it. I'm so excited for it. And then also Twisted Lies, which is the fourth book. I don't think there's like a set release date on this one yet. Oh my God, I just realized how messy that looks. It was a weekend, okay, guys? I watched a lot of stuff over the weekend. We're gonna kind of slide over. I don't have a pretty backdrop. I don't. There's literally nowhere in my apartment that I could have like a cute backdrop that I can also have like good lighting with. So you just always have to deal with this background. I'm hoping that after this next year that I sign my lease, I can move and get a cuter background. And yes, I could get a backdrop, but am I going to actually do that to like with a curtain and everything? No. Twisted Lies by Anna Huang, so the fourth book. So this one is Stella, and it hasn't been confirmed who her love interest is yet. A lot of people have some ideas, me included, but not 100% confirmed yet. And obviously I will be anxiously anticipating this release as well, because y'all know how much I loved Twisted Love. And I really love Twisted Games too. Like those two books, I gave them both 5 stars. These are both what I'm assuming are going to be 5-star reads from me. We'll see, but I'm really excited for these. Next, one of the only like traditionally published ones on this list, Crescent City, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, the second book in the Crescent City series. I'm so excited. I love Bryce. The first book was a little slow for me. I think out of like all of her first books in series, like Crescent City was hard to get into. But once I got into it, I was like invested in this world and in these characters. And I swear, if Hunt and Bryce are not endgame and if SJM pulls another fast one over on us, I don't know if I can take it, because I truly love these two together. I love them individually and I love them together. I love the side characters. Like I love this world. And if there is not a crossover coming between Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, and Crescent City, I don't know what I'd do, but I'd be very sad. So I'm super excited for this one. I have my pre-order set already, so I'm getting the Barnes & Noble copy and one of my friends is getting the Target one, so then that way we can like share the bonus chapters that always pop up at the end, but they like do opposite ones and other ones, and I'm like, I'm literally not buying multiple copies. So I'm very excited for this though, and I can't wait to see what happens. Okay, another one that I think is coming in January, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. As you guys know, Colleen Hoover books are very like hit or miss for me. I have some like hits where they're like some of my all-time favorites, and I have some misses where I'm like, I will literally never reread that, like November 9th. Confess. Hopeless. But I'm really looking forward to Reminders of Him, actually. I really am intrigued by the premise of it, and I'm excited to like be around for a Colleen Hoover release, because I've never been like on book stuff like when one of her books is released, and I feel like it's like a moment, you know? Like everyone's gonna be talking about it. So I don't know, I'm excited to read it. I'm pretty sure it follows this woman who is just getting out of prison and she's trying to reconnect with her daughter, I think. I don't know, I'm expecting to be emotionally touched by it, which is what I'm looking for. And I don't know if I'll read this right around release because I'm actually hoping that one of my friends will want to like read it along with me. She doesn't really read a lot. However, she has read a couple Colleen Hoover books. So I'm really hoping that I can get her to read it with me. So we'll see though, but I am really looking forward to it. Next one coming in hot from one of my favorite writers of all time. If you're new here, I am just, I'm a hoe for anything Penelope Douglas writes. So, Fall Boys. I'm so excited for this one. Anything that Penelope Douglas releases, I am going to read. But this in particular being a spin-off of the Falling Away series, I'm really excited. I do truly love that series, even though, like, if I'm comparing that to Devil's Night, I do prefer Devil's Night just because I like a little darker. But I do really love the Fall Away series. Jax and Juliet are my faves from that one. That's the third book. Their book is Falling Away. But I love that whole world. I love Jared and Tate. Like, I'm excited to be back with those characters' children and seeing where they take the world. I get nervous with like kids spin-offs because I feel like they never live up to the parents, especially after the Sins of the Father series by Cora Riley. Like, I find out that really does not live up to like the parents' stories, but I trust Penelope. I trust them. And they actually announced like all of the covers for them. The covers, first of all, are super cool. I do really like these covers, but I'm pretty sure they're coming out like one at a time. And I think they might be releasing Motel this year, although I haven't seen anything else about that. So I'm not like including that right now on this list. But if Motel comes out, you know, just anything that you see that Penelope Douglas is releasing, just know that it's anticipated from me. Cliffhanger that has had me in a chokehold since I read it. Hunting Adaline from H.D. Carlton. This is the second book in the Haunting Adaline duet. I don't know if there's like an actual name for it, but the first one was Haunting Adaline, and that cliffhanger has been haunting me since I finished it. And Hunting Adaline is the second one. I'm so excited for that. I did really enjoy Haunting Adaline. I think I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. My note for it was that it was just like so long, and I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be huge too. I've been seeing like H.D. Carlton posting a bit on their Instagram about like the word count of it. Oh, I'm ready though. I'm ready to see how the story plays out. So the first book is like a stalker romance, like very dark. I would highly recommend it if you love dark romances though, because I had never really read like a specific like stalker romance before. But after reading this, I'm like, okay, Zaid. So I'm really excited for this one. I need to see how that cliffhanger ends up playing out. So I will be anxiously awaiting Hunting Adaline. Although this cover, I feel like looks the exact same to Haunting Adaline. And then when you put them side by side, I'm like, okay, I do see differences. But when I first saw this cover, I thought that this was like a fan-made thing, because like I feel like they look very similar, but I guess they'll like look nice together on a bookshelf. So anyways, Hunting Adaline. Next up is one that I already released and I'm trash. Beg You to Trust Me by B. Celeste. This is the second book in the Lyndon Yu series. It's a college sports romance. I loved Dare You to Hate Me. I love B. Celeste's writing, so I was really excited for this one. It is out. I haven't read it yet. I have other books that are like higher priority on my TBR right now that I need to like be getting through before I jump into this one. But I think it is like a friends to lovers, and like from the teasers that I've seen, it just like, I feel like it's gonna just be a solid B. Celeste story where she's gonna give me angst, she's gonna give me emotion, she's gonna give me like character. So I'm excited for it. I think this one is DJ, but honestly, I don't really remember him from Dare You to Hate Me, but whatever. I'm excited to read it nonetheless. Now, this is one that I have not seen her talk about in a hot second, but it's more like I'm manifesting this into the universe. Out of Bounds by Lucia Franco. So it's supposed to be like kind of like an interview, I think, with Rhea and Kova, and like little tidbits, maybe from Kova's POV. I don't know, but I'm manifesting it into the world that this will come our way this year. So this would technically be like, I think the 6th book of the Off Balance series by Lucia Franco. You guys know, like my favorite romance series of all time. I love Rhea and Kova. Truly, that coupling just can't be topped in my book. I think they are so epic, and I just love it. And I want more time with Kova, and also I would love to see like the jump ahead into the future a bit. So Lucia Franco, she was talking about writing this last year, and I know like she was posting about it on her Instagram quite a bit, or like talking about it in her stories and stuff. And then she kind of stopped because I know she like took a break from writing for a little bit, or like was focusing on her store and other things. So I don't really know. Obviously, I'm not her, so I don't know where this project is at. But like I said, this is me manifesting it into the universe that this will be coming our way this year, because I just need more Rhea and Kova content. I just love them, love them, love them. So yeah, hopefully we see something about this year. Okay, next is The Company of Fiends by Catherine Moon. So this is the second book. I don't know what this book is called. Is it like Company of Monsters or something series? But it's following A Lady of Rooksgrove Manor. So that's like the first book, and then this is the second. However, I don't think they're following the same characters. I'm pretty sure this one is following the circus that our characters in the first book like attended. So the first one is a monster reverse harem paranormal romance. So much fun. My first monster romance ever, and it just really like dove me into the deep end with it. There was this scene in there that was my absolute favorite. Two of the monsters took our heroine to this circus to watch, but it's like this live circus, but it's also like a live performance, if you will, with like monsters and like humans. I was so mesmerized in that chapter. I was like, literally, what is this? Like, I don't know what this is, but I need more of it. And I'm pretty sure now this book is following like a woman in the circus or something. You don't really need to tell me what more. That was my one thing from the first book. I'm like, I want a book with this circus, and that's what we're getting. So I'm very excited about this. Okay, next one is one that is coming out at the end of this month and that I have to get my pre-order in. That's a reminder to me. Get your pre-order in for this one so I can pick it up day up. That is Tim, the official biography of Avicii. So I know this is not like a romance, this is not even like a fiction book, but I loved Avicii so much. I pretty much only listened to EDM with like a few exceptions here and there, but I really only listened to EDM. And Avicii was one of the first artists that I ever found when I was like, I don't know, maybe 14, 15. And I loved Avicii so much. He was always on my concert bucket list. Like, I wanted to go see Avicii. I wanted to see Avicii at Ultra in Miami. That was like the real thing. And then like, I still remember like the exact place where I was when I found out that he died. Like, he was like one of the first celebrity deaths. I feel like him and Paul Walker are like the two that stick out in my mind where I was really like, where I felt like personally affected, even though like, obviously I don't know these people, like they are celebrities, but like I felt like I knew them. And I'm just really interested to read his biography, especially from what I've heard and read of like his final months and days. I think it's just important for his story to be talked about just in general too, about mental health, especially in the electronic dance community, because those artists tour, like they can do 5 shows all in like 4 days, because all they have to do is like grab their laptop and fly, and they can jump from place to place, and their schedules are insane, and that touring schedule is crazy. And for them to always be on the road, like Avicii one year, I forget how many shows he had like 280 shows in 1 year. Like, that is insane. And there's definitely not enough talk about mental health in general, mental health with celebrities, and especially in guys too. So I'm very excited to read this. Also very sad to read it because, as I said, like, I just loved him. So I'm very excited to read it though. And lastly, another indie romance release. I don't know when this one is coming. I know that like she's been talking about it a little bit on Instagram, but there's not even like a cover reveal for it. But that's The Confidence of Wildflowers by Macaulay Smelter. Y'all know here. I'm basically a Sweet Dandelion hype account half the time. So I am so excited for this one. This is going to be another age gap romance between, I don't know, I think the heroine is supposed to be like 19 and maybe her neighbor is like 30, and it's forced proximity because they're neighbors. I don't think there's much else about it out there right now, but I need to read it. I love Macaulay Smelter, and I love anything age gap from her. She does great age gaps. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. Don't know when it's coming out, don't know what it's about otherwise, but I will be reading it. Okay, I think that's everything. I don't think I forgot any. If I did, you know, it is what it is. I tried. So yeah, that is it for this video. Let me know what your most anticipated releases of this year. Did I mention it? Did I not? Am I missing something? Let me know. I have FOMO. I don't like missing out on things. So anyways, that's it for today, and I will see ya when I see ya.